Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. The Our Fund Foundation, I love them, achieves a $150,000 fundraising goal to replace DeSantis' cuts for LGBTQ plus arts. In July, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis drastically cut state grants for arts and cultural programs and eliminated all LGBTQ plus arts funding. It severely impacted LGBTQ-serving nonprofits in South Florida. And in response, the Our Fund Foundation swiftly launched an emergency arts and culture fund to bridge the financial gap and support these crucial organizations. David Jobin, president and CEO of the Our Fund Foundation, but he is an angel, praised the quick mobilization of LGBTQ plus and allied philanthropists. Through their efforts, the Our Fund Foundation raised $151,500 to supplement the losses. Organizations supported by this fund included the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, the Stonewall National Museum Archives and Library, Island City Stage, Thinking Cap Theater, Plays of Wilton, South Florida Pride Concert Band, and ArtsUnited. Mark Kent of the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida and Nicole Stodard of Thinking Cap Theater have commended the Our Fund Foundation's support, emphasizing their role as a leader in challenging times. The Arts and Culture Fund initiative was supported by leadership-level gifts from notable funds and individuals, including the Sherzum Fund and the Russell, Vance, and Edward Schwartz Charitable Trust. Jobin announced that the funds would soon be distributed to the affected agencies. Additionally, the Our Fund Foundation will award $300,000 in grants during its annual Arts and Culture Fund grant ceremony in September 2024. It's coming right up. DeSantis should know by now that the LGBTQ plus community in Florida is invincible, and together it is set to thrive. I agree. He thinks that he's being tough on us. He may not really understand the history of what we've had to survive through and thrive and grow and become 17% of the DNC's convention population. I think he just doesn't know if he thought he was going to stop us that easily.
I also think this is a very positive story in some ways. You know, I always hear from people outside of Florida. They always give us such crap that we don't support queer people because of really one man who, let's be honest, first got into office over a rounding error. It was so close. So, like, I always get... It's literally, that's what Andrew Gillum called it. Like, I can't take credit for it.
Right, sure.
But, like, the fact that our community is coming together to still fund queer services, to still fund queer arts at a time when you see the government pulling back on that, I think that says a lot more about Florida and people need to give Florida a little bit more credit.
Yeah.
I just think DeSantis knows he's on his way out, and he's just kind of trying to wreak as much havoc as he can on the way. You know, as long story short, I mean, I've hated him since I moved here. I didn't understand him, but I understood the anger surrounding him, and I haven't been here a full 2 years, but I get it. You know, it was easy. So for me, it just feels like a going out kicking and screaming kind of, move to me.
Childlike.
Childlike, yes. Making the children I babysat for look like prizes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, in a relatively short amount of years, considering the way the world usually works, the Our Fund Foundation has become the bedrock, especially of South Florida LGBTQ plus needs in many different ways. But the arts and culture, when you think about people like the Lesbian Thespians that I'm a part of, or the Stonewall National Museum, what we used to have to do to even have a $50,000 a year budget, compared to what the Our Fund Foundation, partly just because bringing it to light what organizations needed money and having people go to them and say, well, here, help me give this money. They have become just the way that so many organizations have reached the next level and the next level.
And, you know, when you do all of these hateful things or these policy hateful things, let me just say that, you're hurting not only what you feel like is gay, lesbian, but you're hurting your own children, your own grandchildren. And so, you know, I believe I said on the show last week in a story, it's like we're all human, you know, regardless of what color, you know, we bleed the same. We're all human. So it's like, stop the foolishness. And I appreciate organizations like Our Fund that have the availability and the willingness to actually step in and to support. So that is a wonderful thing. And congratulations to Our Fund for being able to do that. And hopefully they will be able to do more. And hopefully when our next election cycle, we won't have to worry about certain
We
things.
won't have to think about that
Beautifully
craziness.
said, Michael. I don't think I can top that one. I mean, I can't top much, but I can't top that either.